Welcome to the Practical Build Management with Gradle course. The fifth section of the course will help us to get understanding of how Gradle helps us to create comprehensive builds with support of tests and collecting of code coverage with relatively minimum effort. In this section we are going to explore Gradle more from build capabilities perspective, especially in scope of support of running tests and collecting of code coverage. We will see how it's easy to run unit tests and to introduce support of running integration tests. Remember, we added only custom configuration for integration tests dependencies. Another quite important thing that Gradle supports with similar simplicity is collecting of code coverage, and not only for out-of-the-box capabilities, but for introduced integration tests. In the first video of this section, we are going to explore how it's easy to run unit tests with Gradle. In this video, we are going to practice of execution of unit tests with Gradle. We will see how it's easy to run unit tests, and then we will explore what are the capabilities to run them. Okay, now let's try to run some tests with Gradle. Let me give you an overview of what we added into our module for section 5. So basically not too much changes here. Here's our root build.gradle file. We just changed the dependency for GUnit from integ test compile to test compile, so that not just integration tests have this dependency but unit tests as well. And we removed unnecessary code that is not relevant for this section. We also added simple unit tests. There are two test cases in order to demonstrate some Gradle's nice feature. Okay, we know Gradle has next task that's called tests, and if you run it with clean, tests will be compiled and executed. So this is good. However, we know that Gradle also provides task help, which allows us to get more helpful information regarding some particular task of Gradle. And we can see that task could be executed for particular module, and also there are two options to run tests. Debug JVM is an option to enable debugging of unit tests, and the second option called tests is actually allows us to specify which class or even method within the test class should be executed. This will help us to save lots of time during figuring out what's the failure of particular test, and not just to wait while all our tests of our big project will be executed. Okay, now let's try to use this command. We need just to pass a name of our class, for example like this. You can see it was executed. Let me just open a directory for you where Gradle save the results of its work. So we have tests only in module service, so we are interested in this module. So we have here reports, as you can see, and here we have several resources regarding reports for executed tests. Let me just open the index.html, and you can see that we have basically two tests within module service test, and those tests were passed successfully. Okay, now let's just modify it slightly, and now we would like to execute some particular method, for example the first one. But in order to show the difference, so you can see it was passed, but let's just introduce a fail over here in order to make sure that Gradle executed only the required test case. Okay, let's just run so you can see that everything is okay. Let's just refresh the report, and you can see we have just one test was executed and not two we had before. Okay, let's try to execute second test, which should fail in this case. You can see we have a failure, and report should be generated for this case as well, and we can see quite enough information in order to dive deep and understand what was the root cause of test failure. But we know the reason. Let's just remove this and let's just run everything. Refresh here. So everything is working again. We have green unit tests, and that is good.